worship today. Let's welcome Shri Prabhu by loudly chanting Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Make it bigger.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Last time.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much, Shri Prabhu. Accepting our invitation. निताई गौतम भगवान की जय, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय, लॉर्ड नरसिंह की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंद।
हरि हरि बोल।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते 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 वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपाकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया
चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कलामयं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपान् साग्रजातां सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरवतिसे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna. Welcome all on this auspicious day, working day, but still you all made it on the auspicious occasion of this, the appearance day of Lord Narasimha Dev. So we are here to celebrate that festival, and I feel very, I feel very great about it because I got this opportunity from the temple board. So I humbly bow down for this sort of opportunities to giving us to people like us. We don't deserve, but still we are getting such kind of opportunities where we can grow in Bhakti Marg. So I humbly bow down and say thanks to the temple board for this sort of opportunities. Hare Krishna. And there are many seniors here, and also I don't qualify to speak here in front of you, but I also beg and request and pray. I request you to pray that I can speak here so that the right words come at the right time with the right spirit. So please pray for me. Panchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyasya paitana pamnebhyo vaishnavyo namo namah. Okay. Today, definitely, the topic would be nourishing the Lord Narasimha Dev will be talking about. So, few topics I'm picking it from the whole narration, like what I'm going to talk. It's from the Bhagavatam, and also few incidents which happened recently. Also, I would like to touch upon because we all are very familiar about the appearance of Lord Narasimha Dev and Prahlad Maharaj. We heard it multiple times from childhood. And we have seen in many plays and also in movies, so we are very familiar, but I would like to touch upon few more recent incidents so that we can contemplate on the appearance day of Lord Narasimha Dev, because it's very auspicious and also very important for us also to always think about the Lord, especially on the special days, because the mercy is always doubles. So I would like to talk about first the incident from Prabhupada, but before that, the actual story of like how Narasimha Dev is coming, that anyways you're going to see live in our drama and soon in 40 minutes. So I'm not touching that topic, so I'm excluding that and then I'm covering the other part. So now, generally, when we want to fulfill our desires or something, so generally what we do, we approach different deities, like directly, like exalted devotees always approach Radha and Krishna, but for any special example, when January 1st happens, what we do immediately, we take a New Year resolution, which won't last for a week or a month, but we try to take a resolution, and then so example, when we take such type of vows, so generally to get it succeed in such sort of vows, generally like we approach Kurma Dev. So we approach the deity of Lord Kurma. So similarly, like why now the point is why we have to worship Lord Narasimha Dev. Because if you look at the deity, he is already with the blood in his nails and the human intestines on his neck, around his neck. So very fearful, right? So when somebody sees, when any new person comes to the temple and we say like, this is Lord Narasimha Dev, so he is a supreme Lord, then they're like, what kind of supreme Lord it is? His blood all around and like it's so scary. So they may run away. So but why is he so merciful? And so that I'll just talk about that now. So in 1965, when Prabhupada was traveling from India to the West, so he got already 2 heart attacks. I think you already know about this story. And then 3 years passed, like 1968, he got another heart attack. So by then there were only few disciples, not with full knowledge. They're in the process of learning to understand what is this bhakti, what is this about God, and how to keep the God consciousness every time, how to keep the God in the center, and how to do our day-to-day activities and at the same time to keep God in the center. These sort of things Prabhupada was teaching. And at this moment, all this group has got the news that Prabhupada has got another heart attack. So they were really shocked, and then they were thinking that like what will happen if Prabhupada leaves. So then when they approached, then Prabhupada told them, okay, when these sort of incidents happens, when you have any obstacles in your path, so the first we have to approach is Lord Narasimha Dev. Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki Jai. So when Prabhupada said that, and also Prabhupada not only that, and he gave these 2 prayers that what we sing in Narasimha Arti, Namaste Narasimhaya Praladhaladhaine, then Tavakara Kamalavare, from these 2 different versions. So he gave that and made us a song, and that's how we also sing today also a Narasimha Dev song every day. Because these mantras, whatever, they imbibe a lot of power, so the potency is very high. So definitely we don't understand, we cannot even feel it, how that helps. But these mantras when we recite, we don't know, but it keeps on removing the obstacles in our day-to-day path. That's why we sing this Narasimha prayer every day to have our day smooth, so that we continue in our bhakti process. So then when devotees started singing this, and then eventually Prabhupada became fine, and then Prabhupada, after that only we see like lot many books Prabhupada wrote. That's how we have the English translations of so many shastras we have now, like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, everything. But similar incident also happened like in Mayapur. So it was in 1986. So in 1986, and what happened? There was Radha Madhav deities in Mayapur. You already know that with Astashakis, right? So that time Lord Narasimha was not there in Mayapur temple, and at that time there were around 35 dacoits. They attacked the temple because those days what happens? They used to come to the temples to steal the deities, and then they take away and then they export it, or they get money out of it. They were doing the attacks were a lot on the temples. So at that moment, so they were all scared when the dacoits came and they were attacking the devotees. So then they were started chasing behind them. By then already they caught off both Krishna and Radharani. So but devotees started chasing them, and then they started fighting back with the devotees. And during this process, one devotee even lost his leg. They shot at his leg, and eventually that devotee took the initiation. Later, he became a sannyasi. Any guesses? Who is that devotee? His Prabhu? Yes, His Holiness Bhakti Raghav Maharaj. So he's still there. So we can hear to his talks like how it happened and all. So touching. So then. They have decided. Generally, what happens, like in our day-to-day life, when we come across any material problem or any problem, what we do immediately, we think of again material solution. Example, when we fall sick, what we do? We approach a doctor, and they give some antibiotics, and that has some other side effects, and that causes other. There is a cycle of the problems which is always aligned there. But always it says that like for any problem, the spiritual solution is something, the final one. So devotees, right? So they didn't go for any security guards or anything. So they finally decided to install Lord Narasimha Dev in Mayapur. And when they started thinking about this, then to worship Lord Narasimha Dev, it has to be very strict. The deity worship, it has to be very strict. It's not like how we worship out of love with how we do for Radha Madhav. So then nobody was willing to do the pujari services there. So they were already thinking that if you bring the deity Lord Narasimha Dev, then who will take care of him? So then two twin brothers, you all know that one of the brothers already passed away. Panchachangri Prabhu and Janivas Prabhu, they both came forward and they said that we will do the deity worshiping. So and then they have decided to get the new Lord Narasimha Dev deity. And devotees want Lord Narasimha Dev. If you see in different places, is in different mode. Depends on his positions. Example, like in Mayapur, we see that they want Sthana Narasimha. Sthana Narasimha. That means exactly they want the Narasimha Dev. When some dacoits come again, they should get very much scared. So they decided like, okay, the most fearful part is when Narasimha Dev just appeared from the pillar. So ferocious, right? That you will see in our drama also now. Last time when the same play was happening, the kids were crying here. When the moment Narasimha Dev came from the pillar that side. So devotees decided to have the Sthanu Narasimha deity. So it is like just scared. He's going to scare, and he was in that position. That's why you see the deity is like this, not having a Hiranyakashipu like that, because it is the moment exactly he just stepped out from the pillar. So then they want this sort of this style of a deity. So then they have approached then Atmatattva Prabhu was there. So he went to South India, Tamil Nadu, and then he approached one of the sculptures, and they asked for the Sthanu Narasimha deity, and they said that see, we don't carve this, and I'm sure you will not be able to handle this deity. So don't go for anywhere else and don't ask for this deity. They did not agree to do the deity for this devotees. So then after a few days, again they requested. So after a few days, what happened? They said, yes, we will do it. You know how that happened? So there was a dream, because this sculpture comes from the lineage of Shankaracharya's mutt. So the Guru, the Shankaracharya in the mutt, he got a dream that the devotees from ISKCON, they will be approaching. So you should be able to do the sculpting for this Lord Narasimha Dev. So that's how they got the approval from their Guru. And then this sculptor said yes. And finally he asked for like, I want 6 months time. So only at least I need 6 months time to finish this deity. And Atmadatta Prabhu and team, they said yes, okay, and they came back. And exactly after 6 months they went. They went exactly after 6 months, and they thought the deity would be finished. The deity formation is finished, but by the time they went, nothing was formed, and he didn't even start. So then when we asked, then the person replied that like I told you that in 6 months time I will be finishing it, provided if there is a stone that where he can carve on that. And then till then he didn't find. So then he said that then he requested extra time, and then he told when the sculptures, what they do when they hit somewhere, anywhere, the 7 types of a sound should produce. Then only they will use such sort of stones. At the same time, now Atmadatta Prabhu is also asking, I want 1 feet of Prahlad Maharaj also. So the Narasimha deity is 4 feet, and he said, I also want 1 feet of Prahlad Maharaj. So then the sculptor denied. I said, like, if you start on adding like this, I will not be able to finish it. And according to your calculations, if Prahlad Maharaj is already 1 feet, then Narasimha Dev should be 120 feet. So, but you are asking 4 feet of Narasimha Dev. So all these conversations were happening, but finally they requested, and with the mercy of Lord Narasimha Dev directly, he came with 4 feet, and also Prahlad Maharaj came, and that too after 1.5 years. So in 1988, I think, yeah, somewhere like that, it got finished within 2 years. Before he came also, what happened, they got a call from the sculptor. I think you already heard this in many lectures, that deity was finished, but devotees didn't go there, and the sculptor just went out, and by the time he came, he already saw the whole shed where the Narasimha Dev deity was kept was started burning. So it totally burned, the whole shelter was. So then he immediately called the devotees and said, the deity is so powerful, I cannot keep him anymore here, please immediately take him, you start worshipping him there. So then devotees rushed there and brought them. And when they opened the box, they realized, so they saw the Lord Narasimha Dev deity, this is Ugra Narasimha. So when they saw the deity, you know what was the mistake? Any guesses? The eyes were open. Generally when sculptor does sculpting, right? So they close the eyes. They close the eyes and they don't open it until the prana pratishtha happens. Prana pratishtha is you give the life to the deity, particular deity. So he didn't close the eyes. The moment he opened the box, then the devotees realized, okay, already life came. That's why it's so powerful. And then they have decided. Then later they did all the process, and then that's how you see. So do you want to take the darshan of that Mayapur Ugra Narasimha Dev's deity?
Yes.
Here it is. Mayapur Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki. I'll give you a few more pictures, darshans like this. So just be with me, try to follow. If you're not, just raise your hand, I can repeat it. And you can see here how ferocious it is. And you can also see like it's Sthanu Narasimha, like he just stepped out from the pillar, he's like this. Okay. And now I want to talk about how, like in various places and also in various instances where Lord Narasimha Dev has been worshipped very sincerely by many devotees. Also, if you can see in Vrindavan, Prabhu, I have time till what time? 6:45. Okay. So if you also see in Vrindavan, directly Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's parents, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, they are also worshipping this Lord Narasimha Dev. We know Krishna himself is Narasimha Dev, but we should understand how the Leela is. This is also the deity here in Nandagram. It is there where where the parents of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda directly worship this deity. Because what's happening was, like when Krishna was very small, it was like when he was started from like months, you know that demons started coming and attacking him, right? So then Gargamuni advised Nanda Maharaj to worship Lord Narasimha Dev. So that's the point where this deity is going to come. So you want to take the darshan from directly from Vrindavan, where personally Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai worship this deity, and still it is there. Do you want to take that?
Yes.
It's very low. Yes. Do you want to take darshan or not?
Yes.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. It's called Dayalu Narasimha. So Dayalu Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki Jai. So do you want to take darshan? A few more seconds. And now I would like to take another instance. So why I'm telling this, because Narasimha Dev, we think that when he appeared, that is a point when we think that okay, Lord Narasimha started the journey from there. But no, it's eternal. So he's there before. He appears in different times, in different positions, in different ways. So sometimes we know that the pastime what we hear is regularly is appearing from the pillar. There are also ways like directly he enters, directly he runs. Like there are so many ways. But that's why we already know that like even in before Narasimha Dev appearance also, I will tell you few examples later that like they were worshipping this deity. And now let's go to let's travel to South India. So now let's travel to South India, and in South India, in Srirangam, we are going to Srirangam now. And in Srirangam, there was a poet, Tamil poet called Kamban. So Kamban, what he did was like he translated. He also gave Ramayana in Sarala Bhasha. So Sarala Bhasha is where everyone can understand it in an easy way. So then Kamban started. He narrated the whole Ramayana in Tamil language. It's a Tamil poet. But always these poets, they do out of love, right? So at the end they go for the approval. So it has to come from someone. So then during this process, what happened? So one day he was also narrating the story from his own translations. So this Kamban poet, he was narrating the story, and he has already reached the place where he has reached the point where the Sita has been abducted by Ravan. And they are in Lanka now. So now the conversation is happening between Vibhishan. Vibhishan, you know, right? Brother of Ravana. So the conversation is happening between Ravana and Vibhishan. And at this point of time, so Kamban is narrating all this. So at that point of time, what happens, I think, just to give you the background. So in this Ramayana, so in this background, when Vibhishan is actually a very nice person, is already a devotee, even though he's born in a demon's family, but even though he's having a regular association of demons. So what happened, he was advising his brother not to do any more this sort of acts, and requesting him to return Sita so that he will be saved. But he was not listening to Vibhishan. And then what happened, this is a narration Kamban is telling, so we are going to Ramayana now. So what Kamban is dictating. So here now Ravana was very much angry, so he was not listening to his brother, and then he went to Bali Maharaj. So when he went to Bali Maharaj, because he thought he will get some support from Bali. So when he went to Bali, and Bali even though he's also same category, but he already knew the intention behind Ravana coming there. Hare Krishna Shiva Prabhu. So yeah, he knew the intention. So what he did before Ravan speaks something to Bali, so Bali Maharaj already said to Ravana like this: my dear Ravana, after a long time you are coming here. I think it's the first time he was visiting there because he wants something, right? Then only he visited. So then he asked Bali was telling to Ravana like this: my dear Ravana, you are coming here for the first time. Let me give you something first. I want to give you the precious thing which I have it. Because when we see very close persons, when they come for the first time, we always try to give something very beneficial, and also we give something which is very close to us. So similarly now Bali is telling here, okay, now I have very precious thing. Bali is telling to Vibhishan, Ravana, that say I have something from our great grandfathers. You already know, like the father of Prahlad is Hiranyakashipu, and Bali will be he will be the grandson for Prahlad. So then the great grandfather, so he was telling, Bali was telling from the great grandfathers like Hiranyakashipu, I have a earring, a very big earring. He was wearing it. So I have that with me. It's like antique he was giving, antique piece. So I have that with me because you came here for the first time as a memory. I would like to give you that. So here it is. So you please take it. And you know the size of that earring was like a huge, almost like a big chakra. Like for a chariot, you see the bigger wheels, right? So such is the size of that earring. Then you should imagine how big would have been Hiranyakashipu, correct? So when Ravana got this, so Ravana decided, okay, let me take this. So then he has decided to take that earring. Then he was about to take that. Then he couldn't even move that. So he couldn't even lift it, and he was not even able to move it an inch as well. So then he says that Balimara says, see Ravana, so you are not even able to lift just an earring of Hiranyakashipu, and now you are you came here to get the support to kill the same person who killed that particular person. So Lord Ram is same, right? So you came here to kill Lord Ram, and you came here for the support. So how do you expect that you get support from me? So indirectly he said, I cannot support you. Then he got very much angry, and then finally he left that place. And then when he went back to Lanka, so he was narrating the same thing what has happened in his sabha, in his assembly. And over there when he was telling all this, so then Vibhishana again intervened and told that Ravana, still listen to me, don't do this again. And when Vibhishana was telling this, so then Ravana was very curious. He was asking like, Vibhishana, who is this Hiranyakashipu? Can you tell me more about him? So then Vibhishana started telling the whole story, what happened between Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj, how Narasimha Dev came. So when he was narrating the same story, and then he explained that like Hiranyakashipu got a boon from Lord Brahma that he cannot be killed from, like we all know that conditions. So he got all those conditions, but still Lord Narasimha Dev appeared to nullify all those conditions what that he got from Brahma, and then Narasimha Dev directly appeared from the pillar and he immediately came out from the pillar. So this was the narration Kamban was telling, right? So he narrated till here, then suddenly there was a smile from a huge laugh from Lord Narasimha Dev deity, which was next to him. So would you like to take the darshan of that particular Narasimha Dev deity?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Hari Bol.
Where is this deity located, Prabhu?
It's in Srirangam. It's in Tamil Nadu.
It's just besides the Srirangam railway station.
Okay.
So if you can go, still you can take the same darshan of the same deity. So such is the power of Lord Narasimha Dev. So he is so like he's very merciful to the devotees, and at the same time very ferocious to demons who hurt the devotees. So this is the darshan of that particular deity from Srirangam. And now I would like to take you to next one is Jwala Narasimha. Jwala means fire, right? So now let's travel to Pune. From South India, we are traveling to Pune now. So it's in the Sangli district. So here Jwala Narasimha deity is there. And here earlier, those days, Parashar Muni, Vasishtha Muni, Bhrigu Muni, they all used to live there. So you're all with me, right?
Yes. Yes.
Ready to take darshan of other Narasimha Devs or not?
Yes.
Louder! Hari Bol! Okay, so we are in Pune in Sangli district. So we are now going to visit another Jwala Narasimha Dev deity. So here, Parashar Muni, they all used to live. So Parashar Muni was very much close to Lord Narasimha Dev, and then Lord Narasimha Dev himself appeared to please Parashar Muni. So then he appeared in this form of this Jwala Narasimha deity. So it is with 16 hands, you know. Lord Narasimha has 16 hands. So Shobha Narasimha. So Shodada. So that means when this deity appeared in the 16 hand form, so that means it is already ferocious, very hot, right? So generally, Lord Narasimha Dev, this Narasimha Chaturdasi happens approx in the month of May. That's why you see it is very hot. The weather is also very hot across the globe. So especially in South India, if you see, it's too much heat now. So that's because of his appearance also, there's a connection. So this whole month will be very hot. And this deity came, the 1600 Narasimha, Jwala Narasimha. And then even Parashar Muni felt very much warmth about it, and he couldn't handle the heat from that deity coming. So then he requested Lord Narasimha Dev, my dear Lord, what should I do now? I'm not able to handle the heat coming from your deity. And then Lord himself says that you can put me in water here, that's in Krishna river. So then Parashar Muni did the same, and he kept the deity in Krishna river over there. And the deity was kept like that. And then after some time, the deity was lying in the water only. Then after some time, there was a blind couple sitting, and this blind couple, they can't see anything, but they're also already the devotees of Lord Narasimha Dev. So they were praying to Lord Narasimha Dev every day. They come to this place around this river, and then they were praying to Lord Narasimha Dev. And then finally they heard the sound that Lord Narasimha Dev directly talking to them that I'm here, so you can take me out. Then they both asked, we cannot see you, we can't see anything, and how can we help you, my dear Lord? Then Lord says that, okay, what you can do is bring kusha grass. Kusha grass generally we do when we do yagyas, we bring that. So bring this small grass, kusha grass, and then you take a boat and you go on the boat on this river, and you start keeping the kusha grass wherever you go, and then whenever you see this kusha grass is getting burnt, catching fire, so that means I am lying in that region. So then the devotees, these two blind people, they took the boat, and then they were going around, and they started doing the same by keeping kusha grass everywhere. And then at one fine point, they figured out that the grass started catching fire, and it got burnt. So then they realized that Lord Narasimha Dev deity, this deity is here, and then the Jwala Narasimha was here, and then they took it out. And the king of that place also, the king called Bhima, he also helped the people. And then finally Bhima king decided that, okay, I will keep this deity at home. And they started keeping on the chariot. The chariot the wheels got broken immediately. So such is the power of that deity. So king decided, no, my home is not the right place. Then they constructed the temple just around the near, beside the river, and that's how the deity is there. So do you want to take the darshan of the 1600 Lord Narasimha Dev?
Yes.
No, I cannot show, sorry. Do you want to take darshan?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Do you want to take darshan?
Yes.
Haribol! This is the darshan of Jwala Narasimha Dev from Pune. I think, Prabhu, have you seen this already? Yeah. Okay. So Jwala Narasimha Dev Bhagavan ki Jai. Now again, let's come back to South India again. Let's go to Simachalam. And how many of you heard about Simachalam?
There is a new temple that was constructed?
No, it's an old one, Prabhu.
Okay, I mean they renovated it, I guess.
You're talking about different
One in Germany.
Yeah, Germany. Okay. South.
Even I thought also.
Yeah. No, not Germany, Simachalam.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was talking
yeah.
about the one which is close to Hyderabad.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, that is from Simachalam, but that's from Germany. So now I'm going to show the actual deity from the Simachalam from South India. Okay, so now let's we traveled from Srirangam to Pune, and then we're back to Simachalam now. So in Simachalam, this is the place in Andhra Pradesh. I come from the same place. So it's mercy from the Lord. We are also, Ahobilam is in the same state, the place where Lord Narasimha Dev appeared. So you can also see many pastimes there. But you already heard about Ahobilam, and also I did not cover this. So I want to show you something different, so that we can think more. Then because it's rasa, right? Krishna is always rasa. So we can relish it more. So now let's travel to Simachalam. And in Simachalam, Simha is like a lion, and then Chalam is the place, the mountain. So it's a big mountain area actually. It's near to Bay of Bengal. So there was a pastime where here, right? Hiranyakashipu was trying to kill his own son, Prahlad Maharaj, correct? So in there are so many ways. How many ways he killed? Any examples? Can you quickly tell? I have only 10 minutes.
throwing from the hill.
What? Snakes. How you put him to a snakes where they can bite him and then he can die. Okay. Another one. Throw him from the hill. Okay.
Burn him.
Elephants. Okay. They thought elephants can tackle him. Put him into the ocean.
Put him into fire. Holika.
Put him under the Holika fire.
Holika.
Yeah, Holika incident also, like, yeah, before I was talking about Vrindavan, right, Prabhu reminded me of Holika. I mean, Vrindavan actually, this Nashing Chaturdashi is celebrated for 5 days. They do also the Holika Dahan, because Holika is who? He's the sister of Hiranyakashipu. So she got a boon that like she can never get burned provided if she has a cloth on top. And Hiranyakashipu decided that okay, let my son get burnt with the help of my sister. So then sister took the child Prahlad and then she sat on the fire. But the heavy wind blows and the cloth goes away and then she get burnt and Prahlad didn't. So Prahlad Maharaj comes out nicely. So now in Bay of Bengal, this region, so now then one of the instances where Suraj Prabhu told that he has been thrown from the mountains. So this is a place, Himachalam. So in this mountain, so the assistants of Hiranyakashipu, they were doing this. So they already put him in the water. So they were already tired, like he is not getting killed in any way. So of course we know if a 5-year child is put in a water, he will get drowned within like seconds. But for Prahlad Maharaj, nothing is happening. So they're doing it very rudely, and then they put him in this ocean. They threw him from this mountain. And you know what they also did? They also took a big mountain. That's the same mountain, Himachalam. So with the help of all the assistants, they also kept this mountain, this big rock on top of Prahlad Maharaj when he was lying in the water. So this is a sort of a cruelty that they were doing to Prahlad Maharaj. And of course, nothing happened to him. And then Lord Narasimha Dev personally comes and he protects every time. And here, of course, Lakshmi Devi is there in the ocean, so they were feeding him nicely. He was getting prasad time to time, so nothing happened to him. And finally, Lord Narasimha Dev comes there to protect him, and he takes out that stone, and he protects Prahlad from that. And at that point of time, Prahlad Maharaj asks, "My dear Lord, I also want to see you in the form where when you killed my uncle also." Who was his uncle? Hiranyaksha. So recently Hiranyaksha got killed. So when Prahlad Maharaj requested this, so then Lord, he was already in Narasimha Dev's form. So then he also take the form of which form? Varaha. So you can see this deity here in Himachalam only, where you can see the combination of Narasimha Dev plus Varaha. So the deity I'm going to show you, but one catch is here: you cannot take the darshan of this deity throughout the year. You can take this deity darshan only on the day of Akshaya Tritiya. Okay, because this Lord is the same thing. There is too much of heat from this deity, and then from that day, I think there is another connection here. In 9th Cant also we can see that the Pururav Maharaj was along with Urushi when they were going on a celestial plane. So the plane suddenly got stopped, and when the plane suddenly got stopped, then they were questioned. Then they got to know that they have to help for this deity. So then this deity came, and then they kept this deity as it is by keeping lot of chandan. Chandan is sandalwood. So almost like 160 kgs of sandalwood they apply on this deity to protect him nicely, because it is otherwise it gives a lot of heat and difficult to handle. And that's why you can see this deity is fully covered with chandan. Basically it looks like a shivling. You all know shivling, right? So it looks like a shivling, so you can't take the darshan of that deity. So I can show you that at least that form here. So here it is. Himachalam Swami ki, Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki jai. Are you anybody here curious to also take the darshan of the combination of Narasimha Dev plus Varaha deity in the same here?
Yes.
It is behind. Are you sure?
Yes.
No. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, so we are traveling to now Akshaya Tritiya day. Hari Bol! So this is called the Varaha Lakshmi Narasimha. So it is also having Lakshmi Devi there. And this is the Varaha with Narasimha form here. That's why you see the shape like this. And this is all the darshans that I would like to show from different places. I have only like 4 more minutes. I hope you all followed and at least you contemplated on Lord Narasimha Dev. But I would like to tell you one thing, like Acharyas generally compare Lord Narasimha Dev with sandalwood, the same thing what we have seen, what devotees apply there every day. Because you know the fundamental principle of the sandalwood is when you apply with the cold water and when you apply on you anywhere, it is very cool for you. And the same sandalwood, when you burnt it, when you apply the ashes, it is a lot of heat for you. So that's what yogis do, you know, in when the yogis they do tapasya in Himalayas or anywhere, they actually burn this the sandalwood and they apply this ashes on their body, so that you know when you cover with 100 rugs on top of you, you can imagine how much heat it will be inside, right? So such is the heat generates by this sandalwood when it is burned and we apply it on your body. So Narasimha Dev is also compared to this because Narasimha Dev is very cool and very merciful to the devotees, and he is same like fearful to the demons. So if you are doing good, he is always there with us as a well-wisher protecting us, and if you are going against, then we have to see the burnt sandalwood. So Lord Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. So with these 3 minutes, I would like to say the Prahlad Maharaj, at least there are some qualities I would like to talk about, but at least I cover one important quality of Prahlad Maharaj, what he carries, because we talked about Lord Narasimha Dev, but he gets like he's totally calmed down when he's seen Prahlad Maharaj. So then we have to understand how much powerful Prahlad Maharaj is, what is the sort of devotion that he has. So the one important quality aspect I liked is the purity and also the affection that he has towards the Lord. So he's so pure, and when Lord Narasimha Dev finally appeared and he came in front of Prahlad Maharaj and he asked Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad, what do you want? Ask something. Then Prahlad Maharaj said, nothing, my dear Lord, I don't want anything. Then actually Lord Narasimha Dev insisted him, no, you have to ask something, what do you want? Then Prahlad Maharaj says, okay, I want that I should not have any other desires. So he asked in that manner. So such is the purity of Prahlad Maharaj, that he doesn't want to have any more desires, so that he never gets entangled to any other things apart from connecting to the Supreme Lord himself. So on this auspicious day, I also request each one of us also to worship Lord Narasimha Dev, and we cannot go with different mantras, different places. So that's the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared directly to help all of us in this age of Kali Yuga, because we are already busy with our schedule. So that's why already Chaitanya Mahaprabhu seen this. So that's why he said, even you can do your day-to-day activities. That's what Prabhupada also given to us. You can do your day-to-day activities, but to get the mercy from all these things, one thing you have to do, that is the chanting one powerful mantra, that is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So on this day of Lord Narasimha Dev appearance day, I would request all of us also to take up this mantra on a day-to-day basis. So let's chant this mantra sincerely, which can help every individual and the society and also the environment. So I end up here. If I made any mistakes, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And if I have done something and if you liked it, that's all mercy from the Guru and Gauranga. So Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
I'd like to end with one the prayer. Tavakara kamala vare
Naga Akuta Shringa Kalita Hiranya Kashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavati Hari Rupa Jagatisha Jagatisha Jagatisha
Okay, we have Gaurati now.